So welcome to our discussion today. I'm very pleased to introduce our newest book series editor, Rauf, who will be editor for the new River Publishers series in Energy Engineering and Systems. He is President, Chief Consultant and Senior Instructor at Semtrain and is a registered professional engineer and certified energy manager. And today we're talking a bit about his experiences as well as the book series and his upcoming new edition of his book, Electrical Engineering for Non-Electrical Engineers. So Bobby, welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Philippa. It's a pleasure.
Great. So first off, could you start by talking a little about how you got started in engineering and your work now?
Oh, that was a long time ago. When I was a kid, me and my brother, we kind of 1 year apart, and I always wanted to be an engineer. Build things, little airplanes, all kinds of stuff. Using builder sets, and my little brother always wanted to be a doctor. So that was it. It was a destination. It was just it was destiny. So anyway, just kind of pursued that dream, basically that's what led me where I'm at.
And you are a new editor in energy engineering systems, which encompasses the theory and applications behind various energy-related technologies and control systems. I was wondering what you think are kind of the key technologies or developments in this area at the moment.
Oh, the energy arena, it's extremely dynamic. Volatile and full of opportunities. It's just the opportunities are infinite, especially with the old adage, you can turn a challenge into an opportunity. Sure. And the global warming challenge, it really presents us with just enormous amount of opportunity to find renewable sources of energy, to not only do the science aspect of it and prove the science behind them, but then to engineer and develop them to where they can be scaled up and can be private concerns can readily invest in them and put them to work. So it is a vast area, a very, very dynamic, full of opportunity and hope. So it's in renewable energy arena, which I hope to do some work with River Publishers on, and in any publications related to renewables. I currently actually developed a seminar titled Renewable Energy Hot Topics about 8 years ago. And there's a sister topic seminar by the title Energy Conservation. So they kind of go together, but each one is 1 to 2 days long. But particularly in the renewable energy topic, we explore all the proven renewable technologies. We basically equip people, the attendees, the participants, with knowledge to not just learn about the renewables, what they are, the science and the technological aspects of them, but also, how to make their application feasible technically, financially, from constructability point of view, because you can't apply every renewable everywhere. They're very geographically specific, and not just geographically specific, but also economically specific, especially in the United States, where the cost of energy varies from state to state, and there are 50 states.
Kind of related is this idea of efficiency and increasing our efficiency when it comes to power and energy engineering.
Oh, absolutely. It's like I mentioned there, I'm kind of using those seminars as an example. But one of the seminars I mentioned is energy conservation in industrial commercial environment. So, the moment you hear the term energy as a layperson, the first thing that pops up in your mind, I need to get rid of those old incandescent bulbs and put in the new LED bulbs. Well, that's true. And it does yield a great deal of benefit, 10 times the reduction in energy consumption. I don't know if many people know that, but when you get into the large industrial, commercial, institutional facilities, energy bills can be enormous. One of the industrial plants that I used to support, their electrical power bill just for one day was $20,000, and same amount in gas. And this is like a 2 million square foot building under the roof. But so that's just to give you some idea. So energy is a very expensive commodity, and it determines the bottom line for the product and the profitability of the company. So it is extremely important, and that's where the significance of energy conservation, industrial, commercial environment, that whole topic comes in. And so give you an example in that topic, and in general, when you look for energy conservation in large facilities, you're looking for conservation in lighting arena. HVAC is huge in commercial buildings, institutional
Sure.
office buildings, and then you've got compressed air, which is can be extremely expensive, particularly considering its volume and its use in industrial and large commercial facilities. Cost of water, other utilities, the oxygen in some facilities that I served, we actually fired our burners using oxygen. That was a fuel. And so the list just goes on. And there's a term called, when you focus on energy conservation, we typically remind people or help them remember the focus on conservation through the term wages, which stands for water, air, gas, electricity, and steam, or could be sewage. So it's it's very, very important, and when you talk about energy conservation, you have multitude of opportunities in each one of those components.
Okay, fantastic. And actually this year there's going to be a new edition of your book, Electrical Engineering for Non-Electrical Engineers, that you're working on at the moment. Could you please talk a bit about that and why such a book is important, especially that's targeted at non-electrical engineers?
Sure, I'd be happy to. That book is my magna opus. I've published multiple books, but that book is one that I am really passionate about, and spent about 4 years writing that book. And the idea of that book actually stems from back when I got my licensure. Once you pass this 8-hour exam, it's 16 hours of exams. You then get the license. That's the way it works in the United States. But once you get the license, you got to earn CEUs to renew your license. So I was sitting in one of those courses to renew my license, and at the end of the day, I said, "What did I really learn?" I got the hours, I got the certificate. So I came up with the idea of developing a course that those licensed engineers and even non-licensed engineers who have to earn CEUs for whatever reason, including the quest for professional development, the continuous professional development. So I came up with this. I said, okay, I'm going to develop a course that's going to really make a difference. And so that's how electrical engineering for non-electrical engineers came in, because over my decades of experience, I sensed that mechanical engineers, civil engineers, chemical engineers, environmental engineers, nuclear engineers, and even non-engineers, when it comes to electricity, they just kind of, they eschew it. They just want to stay away from it. It's intangible, it's abstract. The concept is abstract. It's invisible to a large extent. So people just want to stay away from it. Leave it for the electrical engineers and electricians to worry about it. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to get involved. And some of the engineers get exposed to electrical engineering in school. When I say school, I mean university. But yet it's just, it doesn't click. So what we developed, the seminar that I developed, it makes it click. We introduce our audience to electrical equipment, which otherwise you would pass by these gray nondescript cabinets and dare not touch them or get close to them. Well, we virtually, through the book and through the seminar, we open those doors using these illustrations and pictures, and we dissect them. We tell them what these components are, what do they do, from the safety of our computers and our screens. So we've updated a lot of those pictures, added a lot of new material there, updated our batteries chapter, and just updated everything as an author, you do something, you write something, and as time goes by, you say, wait a minute, I can polish this concept, and the way I describe it a little better. So it's just a better product.
Definitely, and especially in these sorts of fields, it's often, like you say, with codes and things, often changing very quickly. You mentioned that you updated the battery section. Actually, I feel that energy storage is something that's becoming ever more relevant. Do you think also that energy storage is particularly important, the batteries and things?
Absolutely. Your question is very profound and right to the point. You see, when we talk about renewable energy in today's day and time, even non-renewable, you cannot think of a project, think up a project, or proceed with a project without pausing and stepping back and saying, wait a minute, now what about storage?
Yeah.
Because take a wind turbine. You know, if you drive through Germany, you'd see wind turbines everywhere along the Autobahn or whatever. And you start wondering, well, wait a minute, what about at night? You know, these turbines, most of the turbines are not turning. So
Yeah.
energy, you don't need as much energy at night. So what do? You know, what if you let those turbines turn? You know, that's an asset, a valuable asset that is not producing at night. So that's where storage comes. That's just one example. Same thing with solar, you know, and many other forms of energy, even non-renewables. So
Yeah.
storage is extremely important, and it's so amazing and exciting how, you know, it's when you talk about energy storage, particularly electrical energy storage, what comes to mind? Batteries. You know, we would think of batteries, but there are more opportunities beyond batteries.
I'm afraid we kind of have to end it there, but thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, welcome to River as our newest
Right.
series
My
editor.
pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.